Welcome back, viewers. A couple of hours ago I did a review on my toolbox, and after I reviewed it I was considering doing a toolbox tour, because I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube and I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube. So basically this video is going to be my tour of my toolbox and step-up box. So let's get straight at it. Top of the box, lift it up, is for my sockets and box spanners, and I've also got my little ratchet screwdriver in here. Box spanners, these are Farcom box spanners. Very good, very heavy duty spanners. This is 19mm, like the smallest one I think I got is 8mm. Very good spanners, very useful spanners. Sometimes I prefer to use these rather than using a combination spanner. Well worth it. You get a good set of about 5 or 6 on in the package from Farcom, and then you got 1 or 2 you can find on eBay new just to complete the set. It's well worth it. My Teg Tools ratchet screwdriver with bits in the end. Very good screwdriver, a lot cheaper than the snap-on one. Does the job. Can't fault it. Blue Point bit set. A lot of security bits I think are in there. Again, they were quite cheap on eBay. Then my sockets. Excuse me while I fall over something. I've got them in 3 sort of ranges. I've got my 1/4 inch, my 3/8 and my 1/2 inch spanners. So my first one, quarters by Blue Point. Very handy spanners. Picked them up cheap on eBay. Can't fault it. Universal joint again, Blue Point on eBay. One thing I am really impressed with is when I bought the spanners, they didn't sockets. They didn't come with rails, so I was looking for rails that actually stood up on or in the toolbox. I came across these Draper Expert rails. I bought some 1/4 ones, see what they're like. Was very impressed by it, so I bought a 3/8 and 1/2 inch rails. Very impressed by them. The sockets do actually stand up in the toolbox rather than the metal ones which sometimes fall over. They are quite expensive. I think the 1/2 inch rails, which are the ones in the back, are about £10 each. But if you want to store your tools, I can't fault them. Really impressed by them. So I got some Blue Point deep sockets, and I've got a Blue Point sort of screwdriver hand bit with a 1/4 drive as well. I picked that up on eBay for, I think it was about £2, so can't fault that for that price. Then I got some Halford's advanced 3/4 bits, so 3/8 bits. Can't fault them. I've used them once or twice, but they're in there just in case I need them. And I've also got some Blue Point universal joints, a couple of doublers, because I bought, I think it was one free with one set and one with another set, so I've got some spares. And then I got my Blue Point again, 3/8 shallow sockets. Again, bought them off eBay. And then Blue Point deep sockets. Again, bought them off eBay. These are 12 point, on the shallow are 6 point. So you can see there. Then my 1/2 inch, I've got some Sealy 1/2 inch deep sockets. Again, those are on the metal rails. I haven't got around to changing that rail yet. They were the first sockets I bought after my 1/2 inch socket set. And then I've got some 1/2 inch shallow sockets. It was in the socket set I bought, and they are that make, which is that symbol of make, 6 point sockets. And the make for these sockets is that make. This 1/2 inch ratchet. It's that make the sockets are. I believe they're made in Germany. If people know what the make is like, what the quality's like, just put a comment in, because I'd be interested to know, because the use I've had out of it, there's quite good quality sockets. Okay, so that's my sort of sockets I've got. So next drawer is the first small drawer, and this is just, well, my inspection drawer or bits drawer. I've got a torch, very impressed by this, bought it on Amazon, very bright light, not LED, well worth it, good rechargeable, magnet in the back, my Segan magnet and inspection mirror. The magnet's quite good, inspection mirror's okay. It's got a little light on it as well, so I'll try and get the light working if I remember how it works. Yeah, little light on it as well, which is quite good. Only thing is, the magnet doesn't really hold. The joint there is not that strong, so a bit disappointed by it, but it does the job. Next drawer over is some Stanley screwdrivers, which I've had for years. They're used for everything, DIY, everything. Good set. Hopefully I'll have a new set of screwdrivers within the next day or two, which is an upgrade set to this. Then in this drawer I've got a digital caliper, very handy thing to have, and it's only, I said, a couple of pound off eBay. Stein knife, a couple of pencils, and this is worth its weight in gold. It's a little Blue Point scraper blade. It was a couple of pound from eBay, and it came with 3 blades or 4 blades. Absolutely brilliant, well worth spending the money on this. Next drawer down is multimeter. It's just a basic multimeter. I need it for a job. It's the one I could find in a local DIY shop. Works well, used a lot, very good. Then my TEG Tools insulated screwdrivers. I think I've used one for some household work. I bought it as part of a package from a seller on eBay. He had a couple of TEG tools, made him an offer, bought this and some other stuff, which I'll show you later. My ODB reader. For modern cars you need something like this just to see if there's any faults. Even when you buy in a car, it's well worth plugging this in to see if there's any faults on a second-hand car. First long drawer, got a Clarke plier set. I've used it a few times. It's not that good a quality. It'll do, but sometime I hope to upgrade this to some other make. But it does the job for the time being. Then I've got some hose clamps I bought off Amazon for a couple of pounds. Then I picked this up, which is 8mm circular flexible screwdriver, Blue Point again. I think it was about £2 or £3 on eBay. Pliers. These are again another one of those German manufacturer pliers. Again, it's the first set of pliers I bought. Got no problem with them. I've used them quite a bit. Very well. I got the long nose, pointing long nose. I can't speak. Then I picked these up very recently, and they're the TEG Tools long nose pointy pliers. Then I got a Clarke circular pliers. I haven't had any chance to use it yet, but it's got different heads on it, so it should come in handy. Again, with the Clarke stuff, I picked them up from Machine Mart when they had VAT-free sale, so quite a good bargain there. Then I got this Minster adjustable wrenches. I got a laser wire strippers and crimpers. Bought this for a job recently, used it, was okay. Wire strippers is brilliant. Circlips, I'm not fussy on that. What's the clips? Crimping tool. Too many tools. Not so fussy on this. I just wish this part was closer to the top of the wire, up top of the tool, because it's quite difficult sometimes when you work in a confined space to get the handle of the tool over and get the crimp sorted. And then I got a record of adjustable wrench. Okay, next row is sorry, do apologise for that. It's my spanner drawer. So I've got a set of Teg Tools combination spanners going from 8 to 19 mil. Again, I picked them up on eBay for, I think it was less than £20, brand new. Well worth that. Then I got a set of Blue Point ratchet spanners, made in USA. Used them once or twice, does the job well, can't fault it. Picked it up again cheap on eBay for I think less than £30. Then I got these. These are Farcom off 40R spanners. They're a combination spanner, but this end, when you use it, acts as a ratchet. So if you're in a confined space, such as a cylinder head, you need to get a bolt out, you can use this to undo the bolt. Tried it once or twice. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes not. But I bought this again from a seller on eBay. He had about 4 or 5 spanners. Bought it for a ridiculous price. I think it was about £10 or £12. And then I bought other ones to fill the gaps in. Again for about £6 each. I just need to try and find the 15 and 17 and 19 mil to complete the set. But they're good spanners. I've viewed people in the past use them, and they rave about them. Next row down is my X and torque socket drawer. So like I said, again, Minster Allen keys. These are 2 of the sets I bought with the electrical screwdrivers. Teg, Allen key, long handle with the ball on the bottom. They're okay, but I'd rather have the straight end rather than the ball. These, I thought when I bought these were X, but they weren't. They are focus. The torque screwdrivers. See if I find a better one. Yeah, the torque ends. But hopefully, well, when I use them, hopefully they come handy. But again, they're part of the 3 box set I bought, so I can't really fault that. Then I got a Clarke. This is the torque set. Got to have them today on cars. Very good set. Used it recently to take the under tray off Volkswagen. Can't fault it. Again, bought it from the VAT-free sale with Machine Mart, so I think it was something like £13–14 for the set, so can't fault that. So that's the main review of the toolbox. Next one is the step-up box, which contains my ratchets. I am a bit sort of anal when it comes to my toolbox, as I organise everything by size, and when I've finished using something, I actually wipe the spanner down, wipe the socket down, wipe the wrench down, make sure it's as clean as possible going back in the box. It's something which my father sort of used to do, and so I've followed him. So starting this side, socket adapters, Sealy tools. They were cheap, I think, only about a couple of pounds, can't fault them. Spark plug sockets, 4 in a set. Used them a few years ago, haven't used them since. And then we'll start the half inch. Half inch, you've seen the Minster ratchet, half inch. And again, I got the sliding bar, long extension, shorter extension. Then my 3/8, I've got a Alford's Advanced 3/8 socket. Used it a bit recently, it's only quite new. Very impressed by it, very impressed by the quality, feels good, good weight in it. so can't fault that. Then my first 3/8 ratchet. It's a little stubby one from Sealy Tools. Very impressed by it. Use it quite a bit. Quite a strong mechanism on it. Good ratchet. Then my Blue Point Connect collection again. I bought this when I had bought some extensions. It's a 3/8 screwdriver bit. Handy when you're using the socket attachments. Then I got a Blue Point sliding bar, Blue Point 10-inch breaker bar. I'll come back to those. Blue Point long extension, again shorter extension. Then these are Blue Point lock-in extensions, 6-inch and 10-inch I believe. So basically you put socket on, you pull that down, socket goes on, lock it, socket doesn't come off. It's good if you work in some areas where it's greasy and oily, so that the nut or bolt may contaminate the socket and the socket may get stuck. With this, socket comes off, can't fault them. Picked them up on eBay, very cheap. Made a cheeky offer, was accepted. I think they sell from Blue Point or from Snap-on for around £30 each. I think I picked them up for about £7 each. And my quarters, I got quarter long extension, another quarter lock-in extension. I think it was about £2 on eBay. A couple of other shorter extensions. Then I got another screwdriver, quarter bit, breaker bar, one of these again, Meister ratchets, quarter drive, and then I got a quarter Blue Point ratchet, which I haven't actually used yet. So that's my ratchet drawer. Next drawer is my brachial drawer, or movable drawer. I've got a couple of PP in it, mask, eye protection, gloves. Bought these from Amazon. No, sorry, it was eBay. About £15 to £20 they were. Very good gloves. Does save your hands a lot when you're working on the cars. Can't fault those. We'll buy another set, no problem at all. So this drawer, so this side we got some Clarke pry bars. Bought again factory sale. Then I got this, I think I picked up from Amazon for a couple of £. It's a trim removal tool, and there's another trim removal tool from Amazon. Then I got this, which is a Blue Point hose clamp pliers. It's useful because some cars where they got the sprung hose clamps, you need to keep the tension on it, but with this you just tighten it up, locks in place, hose can come off. Again, that was less than a £10 on eBay, new. I got a little Clarke pullers. I bought this just to change wiper arms. Save, some of them get stuck. A couple of £, I think it was about £6. Can't fault that. Sealy brick hollow wind back tool. Clarke oil oil filter removal tool, if it goes back in. And then these little red things I picked up from Amazon. I think they're about £2 or £3, and they're the most useful piece of equipment you can have. Different ends, very useful for a number of different situations, whether it's taking trim off car and doing clips. Can't fault them. For the price, it's perfect. So that's that drawer, and the final drawer is my hammer drawer and torque drawer. So I've got a Sealy 1/2-inch torque wrench. I've got a Teg Tools quarter drive torque wrench. I bought that because I was doing a job on a car where you had to torque a nut into aluminium, and the torque was, I think it was about £8 per foot or foot-pounds. The big torque wrench doesn't go down that far, so bought that for that. couple of hammers, dead blow hammer, mallet, laser, ruler, hacksaw, and then finally this set is the Hitachi impact sockets for a 1/2 inch drive. Quite short impacts, but I've used them once or twice with the impact driver. But I bought them in because they had the attachment to connect an 1/2 inch socket to impact driver. So again, it was a cheap socket set, so you can't fault it. As well as that, I've got a 1/2 inch breaker bar, which is somewhere lying around here. Don't actually know where at the moment. But it's well, that is basically, as it stands, my toolbox. And my tool on my toolbox. I hope you like it. If you like it, anything to say, and any questions, drop me a line. I'll get back to you. So again, thanks for watching. Bye.